Happiness, exactly. Anybody has any other point? Happiness is the only thing we are looking for, ultimately. So, we have to see uh, whether our life is leading us to such happiness or not. Uh, whether the choices that we make in life, why it's not coming here? Okay. You see, why do we call the Vedic science far-sighted than modern science in every field, education? So I made a list here. You can see, for comparing the Vedic and modern, I made all this list. In terms of protection of women, children, cows, brahmanas, whole people, system of administration and taxation, dress code and lifestyle, roles and goals, attitude towards other members of society, law and order, food habits, chastity and celibacy, education and goal, all these things. So I can tell you a few sentences about each of it, and you can decide yourself whether is it all the same or is it different. And regarding the modern day lifestyle, I don't have to tell you much. You know very well. You're living the same world now. Mm. You see, the very first thing, protection. In the Vedic life, the kings who were ruling the world, the very first qualification for the king. I can show you Mahabharata Shanti Parva. I'll just show you what Vishnu Pitama tells to our Yudhishthir Maharaj. You can see about good governance. See, it's an article published in an international magazine. Idea of good governance. You are able to see it? Idea of good governance. Okay. Hey, it is called as Raja Dharma Anushasana Parva. Raja, it is coming. It is coming and going, this one. See, Raja Dharma Anushasana Parva means this is either it is too loud or too low. Huh? They should not be. No, we don't need so loud actually. Yeah. See, Raja Dharma Anushasana. Raja Dharma means the duty of a king. Huh? Anushasana means, you know the word shasan, right? Yeah, Anushasana, discipline, Parva, of Shanti Parva. So it's part of Mahabharata. Here what he says here, see it has got Raja Dharma Parva is chapter 1 to 130. There are 4,716 verses in that. This Parva describes about the duties of a king and his governance. Then Apad Dharma Anushasana Parva, which describes about the rules of conduct when one faces adversity, when a king is facing some crisis or challenges, what he should do. That is about 131 to 173 chapters. And then Moksha Dharma Parva. This talks about the behavior and rules to achieve emancipation, moksha. So here, see, this article explains about the origin of the state and how the kingship came. And then talks about duties of the king very elaborately. So, danda niti, how to give punishment, the government, all those things are explained here. So, based on this article from here, I'm just going to mention one thing. He says, how do you choose a king or a king's ministers? 5 things he says. You can easily remember this. ISKCON. You can remember this acronym. I stands for intelligence, C for character, H for honesty, O for obedience, and D for dutiful in nature. So the first one, ISKCON. I stands for intelligent, means the king or the minister should be competent in his field in which he is going to act upon. For example, somebody is going to be education minister, he has to be competent in that field. Somebody is going to be water department minister, he should be competent in that field. Somebody is going to be agricultural department head, just be competent in that field. So that is called as intelligence. And C for character. You should be a man of character. You will not usurp the government money or the public money. He will not misbehave with women. How he handles money, how he handles women, how he handles his post. He does not use his post for dominating and bossing others or looting others. So these are character. So, and H stands for honesty and transparency. Being transparent and not clandestine or not secretive, is honest. And O for obedience to the king. If a minister is appointed by the king, he should be obedient to the king. If he is independent, if he is doing something independently of the king, then there is no use king having him as a minister. Then D for dutiful. If you give him a task, it is done. Not that you have to follow him up or chase after him. So you all remember this? I for C, H, O, D. So now tomorrow, let us assume that you are going to have a team of people. You can check who are the people who possess these qualities. And because those are the people who are going to actually do your work for you. Like recently, one IT gentleman, he is in IT field for the last 20 years. So he's a very cool guy. He has ample of time. Generally, IT people are super busy. But I asked him, how are you so cool? He said, because I have capable assistants, he said, next to me. In the entire country, he has got about 8 or 10 people who are very big people who are working under him. So he says, I just have to give them and tell them, and they possess these 5 qualities. So I get the work done very easily. So this way you will find the kings and the ministers possessed these kind of qualities. And the king had 3 duties. PAW, you can remember. Pa, you can remember. Protection, administration, welfare. Protection means there are 5 weaklings in society which the kings are supposed to protect. Like the children, the women, the old people, cows, and the teachers of the Vedic knowledge. Why they are called weak? I will give you a little explanation about each of them. See, these 5 people, they have also a nature to be innocent and liable to be victimized by others. For example, I'll tell you, child doesn't know the danger of running to the road, correct, no? So who has to keep an eye on the child? Mother and father. No? Otherwise, does the child know the danger of running on the road? He doesn't know. So it has to be protected. Parents have to make sure. And also, the child can be abused by somebody, correct or not? So child has to be protected also, not to be abused by anybody. Nowadays, they train the child to not to be abused by somebody, correct? And also the child's protection not only means from the physical harm, the child has to be protected from onslaught of bad sanskaras also. Like in America, they conducted a test where just a 6-year-old child, they put him in a room with a lot of toys. So this fellow went to one corner of the room, he took one plastic knife and went to another corner and took a teddy bear and started stabbing. Just a 5-6-year-old child. How this child is doing? Because before the child became 6, he has seen thousands of crimes on the TV screen. So he is doing it unconsciously. He doesn't even know what he is doing. So much bad sanskara the child has absorbed. On the other hand, I saw one mother and father came to a temple along with a small boy. I called the boy and gave him one peda, prasad. Initially, he was about to take it and then he took the hand away. I asked, what happened? He said, just a 1 minute, brother, I'll just come. So immediately went and washed his hand and came, and then he said, please give me now. And then I asked, why you didn't take the first go? What did you do? Why did you wash your hands? He said, when you called me to give prasad, I removed my shoes. I removed my lace and the shoe and the socks. My hand was impure. Therefore, I washed my hand and then I took it. So this is good sanskar. So I told you one example of bad sanskar, one example of good sanskar. So this is also protection for the child. You agree? Giving good sanskar to children is very important. So in the same manner, women should be given a two-way protection. One protection is that a woman's body is physically weaker compared to man's body. Of course, you may talk about the bodybuilder woman. I'm not talking about them. They are only a few, not many. But in general, women's body is physically, medically, you can check also. Woman's body is physically weaker and man's body is stronger. A 16-year-old boy can travel anywhere in the world. But a 16-year-old girl, if she travels alone, there is a likelihood that she may be exploited. She needs protection. Some people may travel, but a few, but very rare. But a woman always requires protection. Imagine a beautiful girl is walking on the road. Many men are throwing stars at her. Suddenly from behind her, a man comes with a lungi and a big belt and a big mustache. What do you want? That's what he asks. Immediately all the men will fold their tails, correct, no? And keep it. They will be fearful. You will see that. So a woman, a beautiful woman in the protection of her husband uh, is protected and nobody can make an effort to, approach her or advance towards her. So a girl is protected by her father when she is a young girl, small girl. When she is married, by her husband. Later, if husband takes sannyas and goes away, then she is protected by her son. Always a male member is there with a woman to make sure she is protected. What is the protection? First of all, physical protection, which I told you just now. Then emotional protection. Women's psychology is that they are very insecure and they want somebody who can give them assurance that I am there for you. And therefore, when they marry also, the husband should be a protector, provider, and guide for the woman. He protects her physically also, emotionally also, and provides for her all the necessities and guides her. So then she is safe and protected. So, and also, a woman should also be protected not only from others, others should be protected from her also. Because a woman is loose in character, she can be a very great trouble in society. For example, a divorced woman, a widow, a unmarried girl, a woman who is coquettish or flirting type, or a woman who has no character. Correct, no? So, or unsatisfied woman with one man, she is unsatisfied. So these women are a great threat in society because they can spoil other families also. For example, imagine two couples are living in the same colony. If one woman is a woman lacking character, she can actually disturb the other family. Can she or not? Yeah. So therefore, women should be protected from other men and the world should be protected from the woman. Two-way protection. So there is protection for a woman. And this is about children I told you. Then about women I told you. Then cows also. Cows are very innocent creatures. The cow is such an amazing animal. Even the cow dung can be used. In those days when British people came to India, it's still not very good. It is not very good. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is there clarity in my speech or you feel it a little blurred, clouded? You can hear well? It's clear? Okay. All right. Little bit. Something like a little sharp. Is bass? You made bass zero? Huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, I was telling about children and women. Third one, what I said? Cows, yeah, cows. See, when British came to India, they saw that these people are putting cow's dung in the villages, in the walls, in the floor, outside the house. How many of you seen in villages people putting gobar on the floor? You've seen that? Isn't it? Yeah. So they were wondering, is there anybody who will take dung of an animal and putting it like this? They were thinking. But very soon, in the 1940s, there were scientific researchers which proved that the cow dung is antiseptic. It's very good. It is. It avoids the mosquitoes and insects and all kinds of things. It keeps it away. It has antiseptic properties. It's very good. Cow's dung. So they mix cow's dung with water and they sprinkle it in the houses. Similarly, cow urine also. Now, cow urine therapy is a very big medical field. Do you know that? There are people who had cancer in the first or second stage, and by cow urine therapy, they have removed cancer completely. Huh? There are more than 200 diseases which are incurable in allopathy, but which are cured by cow urine therapy. They have a long list. If you go to our Mayapur temple in near Calcutta, they made a list of diseases which allopathy doctors say that right now they don't have medicine. But cow urine is able to cure it. Simply if you take go work on the prescription of a doctor, some prescribed amount every day for a few months. So the cow urine, cow dung, cow's milk, cow's ghee, cow's dahi, and cow's butter, all these things which these are all considered great wealth in the Vedic times. The cow's ghee is used for yajnic sacrifices, isn't it? In that way, you will see that. And not only that, the cow is a sacred animal. Go puja is done. Cow is an animal very dear to Lord Krishna also. You have seen Krishna standing with a cow behind, correct now? Yeah. So cow should be protected. Cow is such an innocent animal. Even if a child goes and touches a cow, the cow will not do anything. You've seen that? How many of you seen a gir guy? You have seen that long, big one. Looks very huge in shape, but very mild natured. Recent scientific researchers have shown that if you take a brush and do brushing on the neck of the cow for half an hour every day, people with hyperactivity, their hyperactivity comes down. Why? The reason is cow is a very mild-natured animal. You also become mild. Otherwise, people who are passionate like monkeys, they have monkey-like mind. So you just brush the cow, it's a very mild animal. So you become very calm, cool, collected. So these researchers gradually are proving more and more what the Vedas are teaching. In villages, you will find it's a very common sight to see even a child can walk a cow, isn't it? Small kid can walk a cow. The cow should be protected. And old people, people who are 75, 80 and all, they should not be put in old age homes. And sons and daughters are in America, they put their parents in old age home. And the old age home people take some 1 lakh, 2 lakh per month and then they give them some food and some clothes. They are just kept with basic minimum. But the old people actually should live with their sons. And they should die without any anxiety. And they should get time for focusing on spiritual goal of life. Because when they cross the age of 70, 60, 70, 80, then they have to prepare for the ultimate examination of life. Anybody knows what is the ultimate exam of life? Life is a preparation and death is the examination. So there are 4 phases of life. First 25 years, next 25, third 25, and fourth 25. First 25 is called learn and grow. Second 25 is called engage and earn. Third 25 is called detach and attach. Fourth 25 is called pray and prepare. So what is learn and grow? When I asked, one student told me, how you learn means go to school. Grow means become fat so that you can keep changing dresses. Is it learn and grow? That's not learn and grow. Learn and grow means learn spiritual knowledge and grow in maturity. What is the growth in maturity? You should be able to know that every woman other than your wife should be treated as a mother. And one should not put one's hand in others' pocket and loot others' money. One should treat other human beings as you want to be treated by others. These are all civilized life. Similarly, maturity also means self-discipline, self-control, control of the tongue, how to speak, how not to speak. It also means control of the mind. You see, tongue has no bones, but we can say something by which people can break our bones. Isn't it? So we have to control our speech. Yeah. We have to control our mind. Mind has too many demands. One boy was telling, sir, when I walk on the road, I see a shopping mall and I'm madly attracted to go inside. When I go inside, my pocket is empty. What can I do? So one of our leaders was telling him, when I see a shopping mall, I also feel same attraction. But he said, I say no to this mind, you mad monkey mind. Huh? If I go there, my pocket will be empty. So you need restraint of the mind, control of the mind. What to buy, what not to buy, how much to buy, what is the size of my pocket. Huh? All your expenses should fit within your pocket. Not that you take credit card, loan, and then later on you are in big anxiety. Isn't it? So control of the tongue, control of the mind, control of genitals, control of the belly, control of anger, control in eating habits. If somebody is eating junk food more and more and more, he gets obesity. And body is growing in all four directions very fastly. Isn't it? He's not able to control so then that obesity causes so many other complications. Correct or not? So in this way, maturity should be developed in this, and also maturity to understand why am I living in the first place? What is the goal of life? See, is there any one of you here, you will play a football match without a goal post on either side? See, I tell you, I call a dozen of you and say that all of you guys take this ball, kick in any direction you want. And on either side there is no goal post. Will you want to play such a game? Nobody will play. Nobody will play a goalless game. Every game has a goal. Or you enter engineering college, you ask, sir, how many years engineering degree it is? In America, recently I met a boy. He said he finished engineering in 3 years only because in America they don't have fixed years. It seems if you want to pick up some courses, you can complete and finish the course early also. They have some system like that. But generally, you enter a college, you will want to know on an average how many years the course will take. Correct? No? After that, you expect to earn a degree. Imagine a college tells you, you join our college and you can keep on studying till your last breath and we won't give you any degree. Will anybody join? Nobody will. No fool will join such a college. That means you join a college with a goal to earn the degree. You go to a hotel with the goal to eat some nice food when you go to a hotel. You play a football game to get some score by kicking the ball at the goal post or whatever. But people are leading life without a goal. That's very amazing. You ask average boy, why are you studying in a college? He says, to get a job, to earn a degree. Why do you want a degree? To get a job. Why do you want a job? To make money. Why do you need money? To fill up the belly or to give to parents. Correct, no? That's all they know. They don't know anything beyond that. Why are you living in this world? What's the meaning of life? So I will tell you the goal of life in very simple terms. There are three goals of life. You all can repeat after me. Broaden awareness. Purify mind. Transform heart. I'll explain each of these three. So what is broadening awareness? First you love only your mother. Then you love mother and father. Then you love mother, father, brother, sister. Then you love your caste people. Then you love your own caste people or your state people. Then you love your country people, Mera Bharat Mahan. Then when you go to America, London, Australia, Canada, you see human beings are good in many places. So you make friendship with them. Then you broaden your, affection. Still our love is considered incomplete because you may love so many humans, but you still, kill animals like goat or chicken or something like that. You hate them. So therefore, love is considered complete when one loves God, because love God, love all. A person who loves God cannot harm any living entity, not even an ant also. Because he knows in every living body lives an Atma, spirit, and we should not hurt them. Just like imagine I am going in a truck and I am seeing a Luna. Can I hit the Luna just because Luna is small vehicle? Because the Luna driver and the truck driver both are similar quality people, correct, no? So then that's called as broadening awareness. No? Another meaning of broadening awareness means like my spiritual master hails from America, Chicago. So he's from Jewish family. One time he was with another sannyasi who is from German sannyasi. So he said, his forefathers killed my forefathers, he said, because his forefather is who? Hitler. And my forefather is Jew. So his forefathers killed his forefathers. But we don't have enmity. We both are thick friends. Why? Because we don't see the body. We see the spirit soul. I am Atma, he is Atma. Both are children of God. So we have no hatred. That means if you see the body, you have hatred. If you see the soul, there is no hatred. Like white people had problem with blacks. Correct, no? You know, similarly, Germans had problem with Jews. Correct? But once you see the soul, your awareness has become very broad. You love all creatures, understanding they are all children of one supreme God. Huh? That's called broad and awareness. Huh? Ayam nija paro veti gananam lagu chetasam udara charita nam tu vasudha yeva kutumbakam. You know G20? All of you know that? Our India is leading 20 countries in vasudha yeva kutumbakam. The whole world is one family and all creatures are children of one supreme. And we should not hate anybody. We should actually be affectionate to everybody. And that is broaden awareness. Correct, no? One family, one globe, one family. And second thing I tell you, purify mind. In the mind, there are some viruses which very much trouble us. Like lust, anger, and greed. These three are the viruses. So lust means adamant desire for the prohibited. That is called lust. See, desire is not bad, but desire for the prohibited thing is bad. If a child wants to play with knife, is it good? Or a child wants to touch fire, is it good? So that's why mother shouts, hey, don't touch knife. Hey, don't touch. Child says, no, I'll cut the subject. Hey, no need to cut. You don't touch the knife. You will cut your fingers. Similarly, Shastra say you are allowed to marry, but you should not become attracted to another man's wife. That is prohibited. But Ravana became lusty for Sita, he was destroyed. And Duryodhana became lusty for the land of the Pandavas, he was destroyed. You will see that. So lust means adamant desire for the prohibited. And greed means not only I want is lust. I want more. I want even more. That more is what? Greed. Yeah, that is greed. Not satisfied. Like Tolstoy tells a story that one boy went to a Jamindar and said, sir, I am very poor. Can you give me a piece of land? Jamindar said, you see, up to the horizon you see, it's all my land only. Morning 10 o'clock you run, evening 5 o'clock you come back. All the land will be yours, he told him. So the boy became very greedy. He took his lunch box and started running. So if you were to run, what time you will stop and return back? 10 to 5 time is given to you. 7 hours, correct, no? 7 hours. So in 7 hours, you have to run and come back. That much land will be yours. So what time you will take a U-turn and come back? Approximately, huh? It's what time? You understood, huh? 1 o'clock. So 10 to 1, 3 hours you ran. Take your lunch. 1:30 you leave from there. Then 5 you should reach back. Then that much land will be yours. But this boy, when he ran, he was running up to 2:30. He thought that, while running back, I'll quickly run. While going, it may be difficult, but while running back, I'll quickly come. Because he was too greedy for more land. Do you think he reached back? He didn't reach back. He foamed in the mouth and died on the way. Tolstoy tells a story to say how people can be greedy. Correct, no? So, lust, greed, anger, these are all viruses. One doctor says that when you become excessively angry, you lose that much energy what is spent in 5 miles distance running. That much energy you lose when you become angry on somebody like that. So we all know that these three are impure mentalities in our mind, but we have to purify them. Therefore, here in this place we do japam. You know japam? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama. In this way, by chanting, it is like taking a wet cloth and wiping a dusty mirror. When you wipe a dusty mirror, it becomes clean. You can see your face. So mind is also cleansed by this type of chanting. What does it cleanse? Lust, anger, and greed. So lust, anger, greed, LAG, it makes you lag in life. You can't lead in life. If you want to lead in life, you have to wipe this impurity. That's the goal of life, is to purify the mind. You see, the rainwater is pure, but when it touches the ground, it becomes muddy. Again, you can put it in a desalination plant and make it pure, correct, no? Like that, the mind has to be purified also. That's the goal of life. Because if you are pure, you are happy, you will make others happy. If you are impure, you will suffer and you will make others suffer. Therefore, we have to make the mind pure. So I told you, broaden awareness, purify mind. Third one is transform heart. What is the transformation? A crying Arjuna became confident Arjuna after hearing Bhagavad Gita. Correct or not? You heard about that? Arjuna was sleeping, but then after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he became confident. Correct, no? Similarly, a cruel person should become a compassionate person. A selfish fellow should become a selfless fellow. Isn't it? A person who's lusty fellow should become a fellow whose heart is filled with true love. Similarly, a angry fellow should become a peaceful fellow. So that means the change of heart. If education doesn't bring about the change of heart, then that education is not true education. It is just information. So the true education should bring about a change of heart. So in this way, when your heart is transformed, when your mind is purified, you have broadened your awareness, then you love God and you love all creatures. Then your life's perfection is achieved. Then you go back to the spiritual plane, from where you have eyes of love. Then that's the goal of life. You connect with God, who is an ocean of love. So by that connection, you feel sympathy towards all creatures. So why am I telling you this? I was telling you about the old people. I'm sorry, the learn and grow. I was telling. The 1 to 25 is learn and grow, correct? Learn this type of knowledge, what we are told now. What is matter? What is spirit? Who is the controller of the whole world? I am Atma controlling the small body, and there is a infinitely powerful Supreme who is controlling the whole cosmos, operator of the cosmic machine. So who am I? Who is he? What is my relationship? What is this world? Why is it created? Where am I coming from? Where do I go? Learning this knowledge and growing in maturity. First 25 years. So many of you here are within the 25 years only. So you are at the right place now. You're learning it. Secondly, 25 to 50, if one wishes to go to Grihastha Ashrama, Vedic time boys would go to Gurukula. There are two type of boys. One is Naishtika Brahmachari. Another one is called Upakurvana Brahmachari. Naishtika Brahmachari will not leave the Gurukuls. He will stay with Guru lifelong. He will not marry. And Upakurvana Brahmachari will take training. At the age of 25, he will leave the Guru, give some dakshina to him and say, now I am going for married life, please bless me. And he will accept married order. Then he goes to Grihastha Ashrama. So myself, I joined ISKCON when I was 25 years old. In 1994, I joined. So I decided to remain celibate. So I took the Naishtika Brahmachari category. But majority of 90% people, 95% people in ISKCON, they go for Upakurvana type. They will take training and then they'll go for married life, which is also allowed. Both are allowed. So, okay, once a person is married, do you think spiritual duties are over? No. Husband and wife together should do engage and earn. So I asked the boy, what is the meaning of engage and earn? He said, Pauji, engage means I think we have to get the engagement ring. No. And earn means, Prabhu, I have to go for a job. Otherwise, no father will give his daughter in marriage unless you have some salary pack. Good 10 lakh or 12 lakh, 15 lakh per annum at least. That's not the meaning. Engage means husband and wife should together engage in, devotional service. Bhakti yoga. They should go to the temple together. In yajna also, when you are doing, husband and wife both are required. Do you know that? It's not that husband can do yajna alone. You will see that couples will be sitting together. Which means in all the activities, husband should involve his wife, especially religious dharmic activities. They should give charity to the sadhus. There is a Pancha Yajna, if you have heard of. Pancha Yajna means there is a Nru Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, Deva Yajna, there is a Pitru Yajna and Brahma Yajna. I'll tell you what it is. Nru Yajna means, you have to invite Atithis to your home, Atithi Satkar, correct, no? You invite your relatives, friends, other people, cook prasad and offer them prasad. Or arrange a program like this, and then cook some feast and then distribute to people. That is Atitya Yajna. You show your indebtedness to the people in society. Then Bhuta Yajna means cows are giving you milk, horses are giving you a ride, donkeys are carrying clothes, a dog is protecting the house. So these are all living entities who are domestic animals. They don't want to live in forests. They like to live with human beings. So we should protect them also by offering them food and everything. That is Bhuta Yajna. Then Deva Yajna means Devatas are giving us sunlight, moonlight, wind, rains, and all those things. So we express our thanks to them by certain pujas. Then Pitru Yajna means your forefathers have given good sanskaras in your family, due to which you are born in a good family now. So you express your gratitude to your forefathers. And then there is a Brahma Yajna means Rishi Rin or Brahma Yajna we call it, which means the sages and saints have given us teachings and words of wisdom, which we should carefully learn, understand Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all those things, and adopt those principles in our life. So these 5 things Grihasthas have to do. So in this way, your Grihastha means they will give charity to the Brahmins or the teachers of spiritual knowledge, for expanding spiritual knowledge, and they will give tax to the king, and they will also give food, clothing, shelter to the needy and other things. They will do that. So this is the second stage of life, which is engage and earn. Earn means earn punya, correct, no? Engage in devotion, engage in religiosity, and then earn punya by that. You see, there is a material punya, there is spiritual punya. Material punya will get exhausted. But spiritual punya is indeletable file, access denied. Nobody can touch it because it is directly under Krishna. I'll tell you the difference. Material punya means if you give school uniform to children, next life you'll be a textile mill owner. Or if you are giving notebooks to school children, next lifetime you will be a printing press owner. Because you gave notebooks, you will have abundant paper all around. Or if you gave water in summer season to people, you will be born by the side of a river. Or you will be having a big syntax tank, 24-hour water supply. You'll have no problem. Basically, material punya comes back to you in 1,000 times more. It comes. Whereas spiritual punya means, like this ABCDE we say, A for association, satsanga if you come, or B for Bhagavad Gita study, C for chanting, D for devotional diet, prasadam, E for engaging in Krishna seva. These are all spiritual activities. If you do spiritual activities, that is non-material. It will take you back to Godhead. It will take you to Vaikuntha, original place from where we have fallen in this world. Is that clear? So that is, so intelligent grihasthas, they will engage in spiritual punya. Others who don't know about spiritual activities, they will at least do material punya, at least. Correct, no? So that is 25 to 50. 50 to 75, detach and attach. So I met one man who was 68 years old. I was giving this class. After the class, he came and told me, Swamiji, you said detach and attach. That was a good point, he said. Because I am already crossed the 50, he said. So what did you understand? I asked him. He said, I am an industrialist. I had 4 industries. But all my 4 sons have snatched away my business. They are grown up now. They say, Papa, we will run. You don't come here. We will take care, they are saying. So I have become detached from it. So I am starting a new industry now, he said. So that I can attach myself to one more new company. Now, I said, this is not what I said in the lecture. You didn't hear well. I said, see, some people do selective listening. They only listen what they want to hear. I said detach and attach means detach from matter, attached to Krishna, attached to spiritual life. So I said, you are already 68, it's high time. Let your sons run the business. You come here to temple, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, do services. There are so many things you can do. So after you grow to 75, then pray and prepare. Because anytime death can come. Already a man is 75, body starts getting old, you can't hear well, you can't see well. The jet black hair turns into white hair. The clean face turns into wrinkled faces. A young man becomes an old man. And a strong man becomes a weak man. A man who eats a lot of food now eats very little food. And in this way, very soon, that old man is sent to the graveyard very soon. So better that he prays and prepares. Like my father and mother, my father was 84, my mother was 80. They called me and said, Beta, we want to come in our last part of our life, we want to spend with you. You have taken the saintly order. So we would be more happy to live close to your temple. I said, most welcome. So not only my mother and father came, all my three sisters, along with their families, they shifted to Pune. So my father especially demanded, he said, get me a house in the neighborhood of the temple from where I can see the gopuram of the temple. Because he used to always say, Gopura Darshanam, Papa Vimochanam. So he used to lie in the bed and watch the gopuram and hear the kirtan from the window. And my mother used to also chant and read many of the spiritual literature. She had a network of her old ladies and they used to do bhajans together and everything. So the last part of their life, almost 1 year, they led a very, very amazing life, chanting Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram and meeting the devotees, discussing many things. And they both left the body in Pune only in 2017. So I was very happy that in the last part of their life, they could spend in a very prayerful mode. Pray and prepare. They prepared to go back to Vaikuntha. They prepared their consciousness like that. So these are the 4 stages of life, the Veda says. So the old people should be taken care, correct, no? Why they should be taken care? They should not have any other anxiety. My mother and father, my 3 sisters told me that, oh brother, you are a sadhu now. You can't take care of parents all the time. We will take care. You mind your own thing. You do your traveling, preaching, everything. So once in a week I used to visit them. Rest of the time my sisters were taking very good care. And actually, even the sisters' husbands were ready to move to another job. Can you imagine? All 3 sisters lived in one house right next to each other. And they were all taking care of mother and father like children. See, when your parents begot you, you were a small, tender baby, they took care of you. When they get very old, then you are a strong man, then they become like children. Then you have to take care of them, correct, no? When they become 70, 80, 90, their body becomes very invalid. And we should offer them such good care and love and affection that they can peacefully Krishna Nama Govinda chant and go back to Godhead. That's why the old people should be protected. So now 5 classes I finished, isn't it? Children, women, cows, old people. And the 5th one is teachers of the Vedic education. See, the teachers of the Vedic education are called Brahmanas. Brahmana is not a Brahman born in a Brahman family. The son of a Brahmana is not a Brahman. Do you know that? Is son of a doctor? Is son of a lawyer? They have to qualify. Similarly, son of a Brahman also is not Brahman. But he can become a Brahman by qualifying. How does he qualify? He has to qualify the qualities given in Gita. Shamaddamatapa shaucham kshantirarjavamevacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. He is telling he has to control his mind, control his senses. He has to perform the austerities of rising early in the morning, chanting the holy names and all that, worshipping the deities and all that. He has to be clean. He has to take bath twice a day, at least. Shaucham. Shanti means tolerance and forgiveness. He should cultivate. And he should be profusely learned in the Vedic wisdom. And Brahmanas mean they are considered the head of society, which means he should be able to give vision to the lives of the people. He should be able to listen to the people. He should be able to smell the grievances of people. He should be able to give upadesh to people. And he should have the brain which can give direction to the whole society. Therefore, Brahmana is compared to head. See, all the 5 senses in the head, if you see. Brahmana is compared to head because he is supposed to give direction to society. And then Kshatriya is compared to hands. Why, if some object falls on you, do you stop like this? How do you stop it? With the hands. You bring the hand immediately. Therefore, Kshatriya means they give protection. That's why it's hands. And Vaishyas are compared to the stomach. Why? Because when you put the food in the belly, it processes it, turns it into blood and sends to all over the body. So Vaishyas generate the economy. And they will give money to the Brahmanas in charity. They will give tax to the Kshatriya kings. And they will give food, clothing, shelter for the Shudras. And the Shudras are compared to the legs of the society. Why? The leg supports the previous 3 things I told you. It supports the belly, supports the shoulder, supports the head. Because the body has to walk with all the 3. Which means the Shudras used to assist Brahmanas in making the Yajna Kunda, or bringing some wood, or cutting down some wood and everything. Such kinds of things they will do. They will assist the Kshatriya as foot soldiers in the battle. or horse soldiers. Or they will assist Vaishyas in trading and cow protection and farming. They will assist. Basically, the difference is the top three people, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, they will take responsibility, they will take risk. The Brahmana doesn't worry about tomorrow's food because we don't have any bank balance. And we don't worry about food tomorrow. How? Because God says, if you serve me, I will take care of you. So Brahmana has a firm faith in Krishna's Yoga Kshemam. See this, LIC people also say Yoga Kshemahamyam. You've seen that? But they say they will preserve what you have and provide what you lack. But they can give you, not to you, only to the nominee whose name you write. But Krishna says, I will give to you only. That's the difference. Correct now? Krishna's Yogakshem Mahamyam is for you, whereas what they say is for somebody else. But they are using Krishna's code. Correct now? So you will see that in this way, the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra put together, it's called social body. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, all the four. They all do their respective duties. So social body can be very healthy. Vedic economy is produced by the Vaishyas. In this way, the Brahmanas are not supposed to be proud, nor are the Brahmanas supposed to mistreat the other class of people. A Brahmana is supposed to be very simple in lifestyle. When Yuan Chuang came to India, he met King Chandragupta Maurya. At that time, India was called as the golden age of the Guptas. Almost most part of India was under Guptas. So that time, Yuan Chuang interviewed Chandragupta and asked him, how are you ruling the country so well? And Chandragupta said, what do I know? I have a master who keeps on giving me blueprint. I am just executor. He is if you want to know what is my brain, he is my brain. Then he asked, who is that? He's a Chanakya. So can you give me Chanakya's address? Where is his palace? He asked. Palace? He doesn't live in a palace. He's a Brahmin. He lives in a cottage, he said. So then he said, by the side of my palace, you go into the forest, there's a road which goes. If you, in a couple of kilometers, you will see one hut, he said. So he went to his hut. So the door was slightly open. There was a light, there was a candle lamp which he was using for writing. So he asked, sir, please may I come in? He asked. Chanakya said, yes, come in. So then he introduced himself. And Chanakya said, wait a minute, I am doing some government work, I'll finish it. So he made him sit. And they finished the government work. From one side of the room, he came to the other side of the room. And he told him to come here and sit. Then he lit up another lamp. And he put out that lamp. So Yuan Chuang asked him, why did you put out that lamp and started another one? You could have had the same lamp. He said, no, that is government work, government lamp. This is my personal meeting, it's my personal charity. Whatever charity I get, I use for this. And whatever government work I do, I use the government money, he said. So you can see how transparent, honest the Brahmana is. You will see. Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam. He was very deeply learned. Pranam Mesharasa Vishnum, Trailokya, Adipatim, Prabhum. Like that he starts Chanakya. First line he says in his Chanakya Niti, Pranamya Shirasa Vishnum. I bow down my head to Lord Vishnu, he says. Trailokya Adipatim Prabhum. That Lord Vishnu, who is the master of the upper, middle, and lower planetary systems, who is master of the whole universe, Brahmanda, I bow down to him. And whatever Shastra he has given, Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Shastra Samuchayam, he says, I have extracted the essence, especially for the kings, and I have given this Artha Shastra, he says. So that's how he gave Chanakya. So, in this way, Chandragupta's guidance came from Chanakya. Shivaji Maharaj's guidance came from Samartha Ramdas. Similarly, Dasharath's guidance came from Vasishtha. Pandava's guidance came from Dhaumya Rishi. You will see that. Everybody had somebody behind them. Like Ram, Lakshman, they were guided by Vishwamitra. You will see that. Every great king, Raja means Rajoguna. Rishi means Sattoguna. So the Rajoguna is like a flood, whereas Rishi is like a dam. Like a Rishi puts restriction on the Rajas of the king. So then the king becomes Raja Rishi. Which is good? Flood is good or dam is good? What do you think? How many of you say dam is good? Okay, how many of you say flood is good? Because flood, which one has energy? Flood or the dam? Huh? Some of them are saying dam, some are saying flood. Which one has energy? Yeah? Flood. Both have energy. Dam is potential energy. Flood is kinetic energy, isn't it? But what is the problem with flood? Flood can do no good. Huh? Because flood can only kill the cattle, carry away the cattle, destroy the houses. You never heard any good news that flood came and people are very happy with the flood. Huh? You don't hear that the newspaper. Sometimes there is ativrishti, sometimes there is anavrishti. Correct now? Are people happy with ativrishti? No. People want rain, but not so much like a flood. So our mind in Rajoguna is like a in Rajoguna mind is like what? It is like a dam or flood. But in Sattva mind is like a dam. You can store the water and release it little by little as per your requirement. So therefore rishis are required to guide the kings. So when Sattva and Rajas are combined, he becomes Raja Rishi. Even all of you educated, intelligent boys, you will see that although you have a lot of knowledge, lot of intelligence, sometimes you find it difficult to control your mind. But if you chant Hare Krishna, come to these programs, learn to restrain, put some restraint into your mind, then you will become a Superman. You will see that. Like if you see a kite flying in the sky, not that you take a blade and cut the thread and say, now you go in the sky. That's not what you do. You have a spool with which little by little you release, which means you keep control. Correct, no? When you keep control, kite goes very high. If you cut it and leave it, it will go and get stuck in a tree. So discipline is required. Even in a gas cylinder, you will find there is a, what do you call that? Regulator. That's regulator. That means there is some control. Correct, no? Ah, even a train has to go in a track. Correct, no? If it moves out of the track, there is accident. So there is control because road is late for the train. This is how you should go. Garden also they trim with a big scissor. You have seen that? Trimmed plants look nice or untrimmed plants which grow like this way, that way, anyway. It doesn't look good. Similarly, in the road also there's a traffic policeman, showing and stopping the vehicles. So is it good to have a traffic policeman or let the traffic go in the whatever direction they want? What do you think? How many of you feel, better let the vehicles go in whatever they want. Don't restrain them. Give freedom because modern day is a age of freedom, correct, no? Any of you feel that? Statue of Liberty says, no, give freedom. Isn't it? So why do we need a traffic policeman? Anybody? If traffic policeman is not there, what is likely to happen? Huh? Yeah, one is possibility of accident or jam. Either of the two. Correct, no? Either traffic jam or accidents. So therefore, there should be regulation. So I'm giving you multiple examples. Why? Because you need to appreciate the importance of discipline and self-restraint. And the kings are taught that by the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are very important people. The beauty of Brahmana is you don't have to give him salary. Like now we are giving you this class. Are we taking any salary from you? We don't take anything. We don't charge for our courses. Sometimes we purposely charge 100, 200 rupees because nobody comes otherwise. Nowadays. Even when I go to college, I say, I can offer a free course. They look up and down. Free course. Is this fellow carrying something valuable or not? And what are the commercials? People ask. What are the commercials nowadays, wherever you go? Okay, we keep some 100, 200 rupees just for the sake of fixing a rate. Otherwise, we don't charge because knowledge is given free. Why it's given free, I'll tell you. When you receive knowledge free and you benefited from that knowledge, you develop a deep sense of gratitude to the teachers who taught you that knowledge. And then later on, when you see that, oh my Lord, this teacher has saved me from so many evil habits, bad habits. I would have become degraded in my life and ruined my life. I was saved now. So with that gratitude, then when you go back to the teacher, you ask the teacher, what do you want? Teacher says, I don't want anything from you. I want to see you flourish. And that gratitude is what something that turns into affection. So affection for the teacher gradually turns into affection for God ultimately. This is how the Vedic life was. So those teachers who are completely transparent, they are giving their body, mind, words for studying the Vedic literature, living that lifestyle purely, and following all the regulatory principles like no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. They lead a clean life. Such teachers are worthy to be worshipped. Such teachers are worthy to be supported and patronized. Is it not true? So the kings would make big temples, for the Krishna temples and everything. They'll make big mandapam halls where they will invite all the people of the country and come and sit. And then they'll tell the Brahmanas, now I am giving you facility, now you teach the good knowledge to the people. So in this way, Brahmanas were also supported by the kings. So 5 people I told you, children, women, cows, old people and Brahmana. So this is called protection. One duty of the king. Another duty of the king is administration. What is administration? Law and order. Thieves and rogues should be curbed in the society. Gandhi asked a question, when will the time come in India when a beautiful girl can wear gold and silver jewelry in her body and lie under a tree in the dead of the night and no man will keep his hand on her, touch her? When will the time come? Gandhi asked. But such a time was already there in Vedic times. In Vedic times, how it was, if you touch somebody else's wife or property or anything, immediately your hand was cut. You don't know who will cut it, but it was cut. Because the king had so many spies. Nobody dared to do that. Recently in Hyderabad, I think last year, 3 men gang raped one girl. And they were immediately taken to forest, shot. You know that? How many of you heard that? Correct, no? Yeah. So many people are saying, what is this? Why are they shooting? It's just too serious punishment. No, this is how the Vedic life was also. Because if you shoot these fellows who are gang raping, now you don't hear many news of gang rapes after that. People become fearful. Correct, no? Because certain activities deserve such punishments. So the king was keeping law and order very strictly. There are sinful activities, if you do, you will be suspended for a while, or you'll be admonished or censured, or people are removed from their positions, like that. And also, some people were put in the jail. But even in jail, they were given knowledge. Recently, a couple of years ago, I went to this Denkanal, a place near Odisha, Denkanal. So the devotees told me that, Prabhu, tomorrow morning, we have a special lecture. 300 people are coming, they said. I said, 300 people in the daytime? Morning, 10 o'clock, 10 to 12 was the lecture. I said, people don't have to go to office. He said, no, Prabhuji, we are going to jail, they said. Jail? I was shocked. Hey, why are you guys taking me to jail? He said, no, Prabhu, they have requested. Monthly once we do a program. This time we are taking you. So I went to the jail with all this for the first time I'm going. I've never seen a jail. From outside we have seen. So we went. So then I met the sub-inspector, police, other people. I asked, who all come here? Please tell me, because I don't need to know the audience, whom am I going to speak to? So they said, we have all types of people. Then he said, there are pickpocketers whom we keep for 2-3 years. And then there are bank robbers, we keep them for 7-8 years, we keep. And then there are woman rapers, those are raped, we keep them for 12 or 14 years. Then the murderers, we keep for 16, 18 years also we keep. Then I asked, my Lord, in this, who is that? All types of people are there, he said. I asked, will they sit and hear? He said, they will hear, don't worry, we are also there, he said. So then I went in. So they were all sitting, they gave me a chair. When I began, I was amazed because in the wall they have drawn Jagannath Baladev Subhadra picture. That was drawn by the thieves. And also all the thieves, many of them had chandan, kumkum and all they were wearing. They were sitting, attended the whole class very nicely. And one of them got up in the middle of the class. I was wondering, what is he going to do? And he was slowly going behind me. I was wondering, hey, why is he going? The police said, don't worry, he's taking photo, he said. So, he is authorized to take photo. I said, okay. Photo is finished, come and sit peacefully. So after the lecture was over, I asked any questions. So I told them this pastime of Ajamila. If you don't know what is Ajamil's story, Ajamil was a great sinner. Yamadutas came to take him to hell, And then he was saved by Vishnudutas because he chanted, Narayana, he shouted. That pastime I told them. I thought this pastime they can connect well, I thought, because Yamadutas come and catch them and all that. So then the one fellow asked a question, Swamiji, you said that Yamadutas came and caught Ajamila, and then they were about to take him to, by Yamapash, they put ropes and they were planning to take him to Yamaloka. What is the proof that Yamadutas exist? He asked me. And all the guys clapped hands. For his question only, they clapped hands. Because they thought even amongst us there is one intelligent fellow. Then I told him, see, when you do stealing, the police catches you, correct or not? And they handcuff you. He said, yes. Like that, Ajamala committed sin, so Yamadutas came and caught him. Do you understand? Yeah. He said, yes, understood. Immediately understood. Because they have already done thievery. They are caught already. Correct. Isn't it? So, and afterwards, when the program was over, I had taken almost like probably, 180 or 190 malas we had with us. So the police told us that please give them all japamalas, those who want to take. And a long queue formed. We ran out of mala actually. We couldn't give all of them. So some of them we told them that we will bring it next time, they said. And then when I came out, rigid controls while going and coming out. They have very strict doors and everything, so nobody can come out. Then I came to sub-inspector's room. The policemen and sub-inspectors, about 8 of them, they were telling Swamiji, we can't believe our eyes. In those days, they said the murderers, when they're released, even after 16 years, 16 or 17 years when they're released, the first thing they do is they go and attack the person who gave Sakshi. Correct, no? And this is always a problem for us to request them, beg them, please don't do that. If you do that again, you'll be put behind the bars again. But inevitably they do that, they said. But after this Gita classes started for the last 6 months, whomever we released, when they were going, we saw that they were cultured people. They were transformed people. And one of the murderers told him that, ever since I heard this, now I am pacified in my mind now. I'm not going to take revenge. He said. Not only that, in the evening, every day, they make circles and they're chanting together, the Japamala. And they are also reading Bhagavad Gita, 2-3 pages every day. So police said, we can't believe our eyes. And the policeman said, earlier the thieves, we had to control them like cats and dogs. They would be fighting like anything, beating one another and keeping them in the jail itself was so difficult. Now these classes have made them so cultured, they are so well behaved. We have very little to manage them now. So they were very, very grateful. These programs are going on, only 6 months they were going on. Once in a month they do such a program. Anyway, I was telling you about administration. Administration means the law and order should be very pakka. Nobody should be able to do money scandals. Nobody should be allowed to do criminal activities. No corruption. No gang rapes or no molesting of women, all those things. So it's a law and order should be very, very perfect. Police also should be supervised by people above also, so that nobody can do any malpractice. Not that some blunder happens somewhere and after everything is over, police comes to take notes. That is useless. The action should be taken on time. Thirdly, the W is welfare. Welfare means the first welfare is food, clothing, shelter. Make sure every person in society gets food, clothing, shelter. For that, the king's duty is Varna Ashrama, we call it. Varna Ashrama means the king should ensure that every person in society is divided in one of the 4 classes. A Brahmana is a man of words. That means, for example, poets, scientists, scholars, sadhus, monks. And these kind of people are all people who are man of words. Man of words means they are literature people. They like to study wisdom. They like to think. They like to advise. They like to give judgment. This kind of professions, Brahmana. Kshatriya means is a man of action. He is a man who can lift the sword or lift the gun. So then Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The society should be divided as per their psychophysical nature. And everybody should be given job accordingly. That's first duty of the king. Because without that, the people, will be jobless. Like you see when the tractors came to India, at that time the farmers went out of job. What happened to India? Do you know that? Then the farmers started eating tobacco. They started drinking liquor. They started pulling the hand of other men's wives. They also started, forming political groups within villages and fighting and killing one another because they became jobless. The same crisis is again coming due to AI now. When artificial intelligence picks up now, automation is coming on a larger scale. In next 5 years, they are saying that lakhs of jobs are going to be swallowed by AI robots. Practically, you know, cars with no drivers and also with, the robots for receptionists, robots for receptionists and robots for, you know, nowadays robots can do 4 levels of cognition they have. Like earlier they were doing rudimentary type of work, correct, no? But now they can even assess the market because they can capture from the market, correct, no? Capture from the net, everything. They can make assessments, they can give multiple directions, decisions and all. Hmm. Now you have Chat GPT and you have Bard. Like I want to give a class on mind control. You just go to Chat GPT and say, please give me an article on mind control. Cut, it will give you everything. And if I want from only Prabhupada's books, I say, only from Prabhupada's books you give me. Only from there it will take. Correct, no? I once asked ChatGPT, hey, dear ChatGPT, tell me, AI is going on so high now in 5 years, many are going to be jobless. Then who are the fellows who will survive? Tell me. He has given an answer I have with me. He's given there are 10, 20 fellows who will survive even after automation comes. That also machine tells you. Correct, no? Now everything, you know, now when automation comes and people become jobless, what they will do? One thing they can definitely do is chanting Hare Krishna. That only they can do. Correct? So the whole world is in a very great dangerous situation because in the Vedic times, all type of hand tools, people with different type of talents were engaged very nicely. Now everything people want to do through machines. Then the life becomes meaningless practically. So king should engage. So welfare means engaging people in job. Then they will not disturb others. Once a person's psychophysical nature is engaged in a particular job, then he focuses on that. Then he doesn't disturb others. He has his earning. Earning is ensured, job is ensured, wife is peaceful, husband is peaceful, and the family unit is peaceful. But if people become jobless, then wife becomes insecure. A husband cannot bring money, what will happen? Then lot of brutality, maramari will happen. When lakhs of people lose their jobs, very dangerous situation there. So, therefore, welfare means food, clothing, shelter, jobs, all these things. Plus, the supreme welfare is to build a temple. What is temple? Mandir means people come there to cleanse the mind. So, to make the mind peaceful, we pray to God, bow down to Him, hear some words of wisdom from the saintly people, go and apply it in your life, and lead a pure life, a life of self-discipline. So, temples are required. Temples are places where you get direction and focus in life. Otherwise, people will live like animals. You will see in human society, wherever you have human beings, there will be a temple. Like I was once going in a train, I saw Jopdipati, like a slum. Even in the middle of the slum, there is a temple. Because human beings naturally, have a tendency to recognize God and salute God naturally. So, in this way, kings have to do 3 things I told you. PAW. P for protection. A for administration. W for welfare. Yeah. Now let us see these points now. It will be very easy. First one I covered, right? Protection of women, children, cows, brahmanas, old people. Second one, system of administration and taxation. I didn't tell you about taxation. Taxation law was very simple in Vedic times. Whatever business you do, 25% of your profit, you have to give it to government. If you made 10 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, you have to give it to government. Standard. But nowadays, what happens? In the modern times, people are coming up with innovative ways on how to escape the income tax. Correct, no? Everybody is discussing this way, that way, until the income tax comes for a, raid or something like that. Correct, no? Horrible thing. And there are multiple taxes now. There is a car tax, there is a sales tax, there is a GST, correct, no? So many type of. Actually, government also wants to get different taxes for this. There's so many things. People wonder that wherever I put my hand, this fellow want tax. So that is why they also try to escape tax. Correct, no? So like land registration, you have tax there also. You have purchase, you have tax. For everything tax now. But it was not like that. In the Vedic times, for purchasing anything, you don't have tax. But if you made business profit, from that profit, you have to give 25% to government. Very simple. Keeping track also is very easy. And the citizens were very faithful also. They gave tax to king. I heard a story in Dwapara Yuga, one farmer sold a land to another farmer. A farmer sold to B farmer. And the B farmer, within the next couple of days, he was plowing the field. In the evening time, when he was plowing, he saw the plow was hitting some thing on the ground. He thought, what is it? Is it stone or something? Then he saw there was a pot of gold coins. And he and his wife saw that. They were shocked. The wife said, see, you purchased this land just a couple of days ago. This land was belonging to the other farmer. You should give this pot to him because we should not touch others' money, she said. So this farmer went and gave it to him. And that farmer said, oh, I never knew that. Maybe my grandfather, somebody must have kept, ancestors must have kept. But since I have sold the land to you, now this belongs to you only, he said. You take it. They both were pushing it on there. You take it, you take it. Then they both said, okay, let's go to the king. What the king says. The king heard their fight and he was so happy. King said, Arey, you fellows are such dharmic people. You are not greedy for the gold coins. Both are like that. Then the king said, okay, on behalf of God, I am giving you a verdict. You divide into equal. Take 50%. Then they accepted. Then both took half of the gold coins. But immediately both of them what they did, because it was like 1,000 gold coins. So they got 500 gold coins. As soon as they got that, 1/4 of that, 25% of that gold coins, they gave it to king immediately. And they went back to their homes happily. But when Kali Yuga started, a similar incident happened. A farmer sold the land to B farmer. Guess what must have happened? When they took out the gold coin, the wife said, shh, come inside the house. Take the pot and come inside. Don't tell him anything. And the other farmer's wife was seeing, what is the pot they are carrying inside? Kuch to gadbad hai. So she told the husband, I heard them saying some gold coins are there. So this fellow battered the door. Open the door. They were not opening. He said, hey, what is that pot you got from the land? I want to see. I heard some gold coins were there. I want to see. They broke through the door and went in. They saw the pot full of gold coins. They both were fighting. See, I gave you land just recently. Land belongs to you, but not the gold pot which my grandfather kept. It's for me only. He was pulling. He was pulling. And big maramari happened between them. All the neighborhood people gathered. Some joined this party, some joined that party. The news reached the king. Immediately sent the police. Bring these people. Why are they fighting? Then he got the news. King said, because it belongs to my kingdom, I will take the whole part. He took the whole part. And both the fellows thought, what fools we are. We lost it. Because that was the Kali Yuga king. So, therefore, people actually loved the king. 25% they gave it with affection. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling. All subordinate kings said, Yudhishthira, you are such a saintly king. We feel great joy in coming and giving you the tribute. They gave like that. But nowadays, people, if TDS is removed, people cry, and they cry. They don't like it. In company, they remove. How much TDS, how much percent goes in TDS? Tax deducted at source. That depends. It varies from job to job, is it? On an average, approximately. 30%, Oh, 30%. Right. Sometimes the salary looks like a very fat salary. When 30% goes, it reduces. Yeah. But when you give away the TDS you are not even allowed to give. They take it. Correct, na? Tax deducted at source. Correct, na? But after you get the amount, then you should take out some money out of that and cook some prasadam and distribute to the people. Or purchase some Bhagavad Gitas and distribute to your friends. That is another TDS which you give to God called Transcendental Devotional Service. This is not deducted. This is not deducted from source, but it is given lovingly by you. And you don't have to give to anybody. You decide how to use it, but use it spiritually for the welfare of the people around. Correct, no? So, in this way, that is taxation. And then third one is dress code and lifestyle. Actually, it is said for women, they have to cover the body. as much as possible. All parts of the body. If you see many of the North Indian, Agarwal and all this, Goyal and people and all, they even put up to this. You've seen that? Huh? They put up to this, women also cover. They wear sari, they cover the head also. They only, some of the Rajasthani women, they cover the face also. You've seen that? For women, even the leg should not be seen. Because if any part of the woman's body is visibly exposed, it agitates the man. Because man's weakness is in the eyes of the man. Huh? I have a video on that. I will give it to Tharman Prabhu. You have the power of the visual? You have that? That you can give it to them. Power of the visual. There's a video. That one scientist, one researcher says that man's eyes are weakness. That is why all the billboards are taking advantage of your weak eyes. They will show a woman's leg. If they want to introduce a new car, they will put some slim woman with very scantily dressed, sitting like this, sitting like that, and giving. They know that you have weak eyes. You will buy the car seeing that. Everything. You buy a bulb, they put a woman's picture. I don't know what is the connection. What is the bulb to do with a woman? I don't know. But everywhere they put woman, correct? No? But the power of visual will show you the eyes are weak for a man. So therefore, the woman should cover the body. For a man, you have to cover only one part of the body, which is your genitals. If you wear one cowpin, jaddi, rest of the body you don't have to cover at all. And nobody is going to look at you. Actually, if you see that video, Power of the Visual, he says that even a man shows his hairy legs or hairy hand, even women are not attracted. You will see that. He says that. It's our foolishness to think that with our bodily thing, women are attracted only to your pocket, not to you. As much money you have, you can satisfy them with the money, that much only they are attracted. Therefore, women see men like ATM machines. And man see women as a sex machine. That is the way your mind is programmed. You will see the mind's nature. So, therefore, women have to cover the body, the dress code. Can a woman choose a boy for her match according to Vedic times? Yes, she can choose, but she can't freely mix. If she chooses a boy, she can tell mother, like Devahuti is telling her mother, Mother, I have seen this Kardama, a great sage in the forest. It's a great soul. I am charmed by his personality because I have not seen him, but I've heard about him from Narada Muni. He's a very exalted soul, great devotee of Krishna. And in case you parents are happy with my choice, you can allow me, then I will marry. So she chose the husband. Then father, mother and daughter went to forest, meet the sage. And there was a conversation, and then the sage agreed to marry her. Then she was given in marriage. You will see that. What does this show? In Vedic times also, men and women could make choices, but they will not go against parents. And parents also will not force them to marry somebody whom the son or daughter don't want to marry. There was a mutual understanding was there. So the choice was available. So that is the lifestyle, dress code and lifestyle. The lifestyle means not eat, drink and be merry lifestyle like nowadays. Lifestyle is centered around God. One knows that, we are human beings. We should lead a pure life. Like we follow 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex, which means sex is allowed within marriage, but not before marriage. And sex is not allowed outside marriage. No extramarital relationship is allowed. If you're married to a wife, you can't chase after another man's wife. That's not allowed. So, and then no meat eating means no fish, meat or eggs. Why? Because in a fish's body, goat's body, chicken's body, also there is soul, Atma. Just like you are residing in your body, that Atma is residing in that body. So we should have sympathy for them. They are like our younger brothers. Plants also have Atma, but we don't kill the plants. We only take the fruits. Like plants give vegetables, fruits. Even if you don't pluck also, they will drop it. So we take it like that. Some rishis in forest, they will never even pluck the fruit also. When plants drops it, then only they'll take it. They are so non-violent. So, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no tobacco. We completely avoid these things. And no gambling, because gambling means big money or no money. Gambling involves cheating, looting, and all that. So we avoid that. So our lifestyle should be clean lifestyle. If you do these four things, what I told you now, you go from animal platform to human platform. And then you chant Hare Krishna, you go from human platform to Devata platform, divine platform. So in this human life, you can elevate yourself from animal to human to divine. You have that ability. And that was the lifestyle that was taught in Vedic times. In modern lifetime, people teach you how to go from human to animal. They teach people. Eat, drink, and be merry, all kinds of dirty things they do. Those things I don't even want to describe because you know better than me also. And fourth one, roles and goals. Everybody has a role. What is the role of a wife? You see, the wife has four duties given. She should serve the husband. If she doesn't serve the husband, affection will not awaken. Like I saw in one IT company, 20,000 IT engineers are living. They say in these houses, in this block, there is no kitchen, they say. Really? How are they living? I heard that there is a mess below. Husband, wife, both are IT engineers. Both come to the mess, eat at different times and go to company. So wife is not cooking for the husband. Wife is not serving the husband. And she goes abroad with some man and he goes abroad with another woman. And they divorce also very easily. It's like changing a car. I don't like Maruti, I want Santro now. Okay, change it. Like that they change partners nowadays. Correct, no? Because there is no service. A woman should serve the husband, and woman should also, one more thing that is said for the woman is, a woman should not only marry the man, but also marry with the ego of the man, it is said. Because man has a male ego that I am superior, my wife is my subordinate, he feels that. That doesn't mean he can suppress the wife. By subordinate behavior, she will conquer the husband. Hmm? She will get a place in his heart. These are all very, very, very deep things. It will take time to explain this. Hmm? By being submissive to husband becomes submissive to her. Huh? And also she should learn the art of skillfully dealing with the in-laws. That's very important for her. Yeah. And she should be chaste. She should not have any relation with any man other than her husband. Although husband may bring his colleagues to home, she will wish them and she will also offer them some snacks or anything. But her connection with the colleagues is only through the husband, not otherwise. So when the husband sees that my wife is chaste to me, he becomes completely peaceful. And when she is serving him, he becomes conquered. Then he considers wife like a half of his body, which is Ardhanarishwar. You have seen that? He gives respect for her. And when in-laws are treated by the girl, Bahu, very nicely, then the whole house is very peaceful. And in this way, she has her four duties, husband has three duties. Husband has to be a protector, provider, guide, and all that. So everybody knows their roles and goals. Shishya knows duty towards Guru. Guru knows duty towards Shishya, like that. Attitude towards other members of society, I told you, and law and order. The food habits, the food should not agitate your mind. The food should calm your mind and purify your mind. Ahara shuddhav satpashuddhav dhruva shruti lambe grantinam vipramoksha. That verse says that, like right now you're going to eat prasadam, that is purifying food. Because it is, food goes into three parts. One part goes into stool and urine. Another part becomes blood and circulated all over the body to give you energy and strength. The third part goes to the consciousness. So if you eat prasadam, your consciousness becomes calm, cool, collected, serene, focused and concentrated in divine activities. But if you are eating in a hotel, because that hotel food is made with a business mindset, so selfish mindset, so you get selfishness in your consciousness. Similarly, if you eat meat, what happens? While cutting the goat, the goat tries to run away. It's called flight. And if it cannot run, it shows the teeth to the man who is cutting. That is fight. So it's a fight-flight response leading to adrenaline secretion. When adrenaline secretes, whole body of the animal is filled with adrenaline, because of which when you eat that, adrenaline secretion causes fear and violence both. Fear due to tamoguna, violence due to rajoguna. And when we eat such food, we also get that. But we serve vegetarian food offered to Krishna, so it's pure food. You understand, no? So we don't want to go for fight-flight mode. We want to eat simple foods, offered foods, sanctioned and sanctified foods. chastity and celibacy. A boy was trained in brahmacharya from the age of 5 to 25. Clean life. Huh? Brahmacharya means treat every woman as a mother. Don't meddle with women. Because nowadays, a boy and girl are sitting next to each other in a class and they're supposed to study. The boy can never concentrate. Huh? She is concentrating on the book and he is concentrating on her only. What kind of concentration can you get? Actually, your study is not possible if you are going to be sitting around with giggling girls. You can't study. Therefore, in those times, the brahmacharis who were living in the forest, 50 miles radius, no smell of woman. Huh? 50 miles radius, nobody at all. Anywhere you turn, only man you see. Then you can focus, you get concentration. Huh? So, because why you have to focus, I'll tell you, our mind is like a milk. Huh? But if you add water to the milk, it becomes diluted. But if you don't allow water to be added, restrain the milk and convert it into butter. And once you make it like butter, then you can put butter in the water also, nothing will happen. Like that, if you go to the Gurukula, you withdraw your senses and mind like a tortoise withdrawing itself and concentrate on chanting the holy name, studying the scriptures, and be a man of character away from women. Then when you become a man of strong character, then even if you're surrounded by 100 naked women, you won't be affected. Huh? Affected at all, because you can clearly see what is this body. This body is simply a horrible, filthy body. It is. Like eyes, you see, it's a tear spot. Huh? This is a mucus spot. This is like ears is a wax spot. And there is a stool and urine in the body coming, and the body made of flesh and bones. So a realized person can see body is filthy, but the soul is pure. Huh? Who is a driver of this bodily machine? We can clearly see the difference. What is Sat, what is Asat. After that, nobody can cheat you. So therefore, we have to withdraw our. So that's why a boy should be trained in brahmacharya. A girl should be trained in chastity by her mother at home. A girl mainly needs to be taught how to cook, how to wash, how to clean, how to keep the puja room. Most importantly, how to be submissive to elders. Huh? Because if a girl learns that, tomorrow when she gets married and goes, she'll be submissive to her elders and to the husband, and then it's a happy family. Otherwise, there'll be problem. Nowadays, girls, boys both study. Girls may get even the top 3 ranks in computer science very easily because they don't get distracted like the boys. Boys get distracted by women. Girls, they are magu. They will remember everything. They will store a lot of information. You've seen that? They're very, so when they are able to crack the exams and everything without any distraction. So people ask, are they not very smart? Yes, they may be smart, but there are other problems which come. When man, woman, all of them freely mix, then the character is polluted. There is another thing. For example, in those days, the boy was like 10 or 12 years when he married, and the girl will be 9 or 10. Many people say early marriage should be abolished and all that. But why it was done, I will tell you. After the marriage, the boy girl were not allowed to stay together. Girl will go to her home, boy will go to his home. But the girl knows, I know who my husband is. And the form of the husband is registered in her mind. She will not think of any other man. If a girl gives her life to one man through the marriage system arranged by the parents, she doesn't become attracted to any other man after that. Plus, the man also becomes responsible. Now that I'm married, very soon, when she attains puberty, they will stay together at that time as husband wife. Before that, I have to earn a job. Correct, no? He becomes more responsible. Every year, the boy girl will be allowed to come together. She will cook for him. She can serve him, talk to him few minutes. Then again, they are separated. But when she attains puberty, then a man also is like 18 or she is 16. They are allowed to come together. Within 3-4 years, we get 3-4 children. Then after 22, their whole attention goes to children. Full attention. How to raise the children nicely with good sanskaras. And this is very good for society because there is no free mixing of boys, girls and all that. But now what happens, boys are marrying at the age of 32 nowadays. Girls are 29 or 30 now. Before that, they have done everything. No. Yeah. And they had one partner in the college, another partner in the company, and parents are choosing a third person now for you. What kind of life is that life? Such a horrible life. And not only that, after marriage, he's having problem with his wife. Then he's calling his old college friend. Tumhara kaise chal raha hai, tumhara? And she's saying, मेरा भी अच्छा नहीं है. ठीक है, you divorce कर दो, मैं भी divorce करता हूँ, हम शादी करेंगे. This kind of thing they are doing. So that is why you will see the Vedic system is a very pakka system. It is. Huh? Chastity. So if a boy is trained as a Upakorana Brahmachari at the age of 25, he marries. Huh? And girl is also trained. Huh? Even if they're marrying at 25, for example. Some boys would marry early, as I told you, because he has already decided to marry early. There are many specifics. For example, you don't want to be a Brahmana, I want to be Kshatriya, then military training was given. Huh? You want to be a Vaishya, then training was given also, along with the scriptural training which was given also. Then they will get married early. Brahmana may go for sannyas, huh? And Kshatriya may go for vanaprastha, and a Vaishya may go up to sometimes to vanaprastha. Shudras remain grihasthas. Husband wife will be married till the end of life. I think it's enough now. 9, 10 points we finished. Sense control, regulation in life, I told you. Huh? This is a big topic, harmony with nature. I will not get into it right now, but you all know many things. And even Western people saw that, oh, this is amazing. God's gift is the best gift. And when man makes chemicals, like Rasna bottle is this much size, you can make 50 glasses you can make. Very convenient for ladies. They buy a dozen bottles and keep at home. But the problem is it is chemical. It's no good at all. Then later on squash came, correct no? Squash juices came afterwards. So the idea is modern man thinks he's very smart, but he is not very smart, no? Because he brings all the chemicals and ruins his body. Therefore, the world is taking a U-turn and going back to Ayurveda, going back to natural products and everything. There's a lot can be said. See, God created a ozonosphere to protect us, and man is sending out a carbon monoxide to make holes to invite the UV radiation inside. How foolish he is, huh? Isn't it? Harmony with God. Yeah, God is the pivot of the whole creation. Acceptance of God, alignment with God, acting for the pleasure of God. This is the pivotal thing in Vedic life. Yeah? Acceptance of God is the fundamental thing. Without Him, not even a blade of grass can move. Huh? And alignment with God is scriptures. And acting for the pleasure of God means like chanting Hare Krishna and, like ABCD, I told you. Association, Bhagavad Gita, chanting, devotional diet, and engaging in seva. So in this way, so the other things, there are many topics, but I covered more than 10, 12 I covered in today's session. I can take 5 minutes questions, or Prasadam is too late for them? I can take 5 minutes? Okay. Okay. Yes. Any of you give the mic to them? You can do three things. Either you can speak a reflection based on what you heard now. You can comment also. You said this, I don't agree with this. If you want to say, you can say that. Or you can say, oh, this point you made, I liked very much. I also have experience. You can say that. Or either a reflection or a recollection of a point or a question. Any of the three will do. Okay? Yeah. We can give them a mic. If somebody raises the hand, we can give. And he's asking for. Yeah. Yeah. Give them. Is it working? Mic is working? Yeah.
Ha- Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You can keep it like this. Close your mouth.
Okay, close. Now are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah. It can be even more louder if you keep it closer. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So, among those three options, I have a question.
Yes. Yeah.
Saying that cow is a divine creature and animal. So, we will be taking the milk of the cow for our prasadam and all the makings and things. But that milk is made up of blood of cow.
Correct.
And so, how this is different from taking a meat eating of cow? Because the blood
Good question. Good question.
because milk is made up of blood of cow.
Correct. You see, therefore, whenever we get any doubt, we refer to the Vedic literature. Huh? We go back to the Vedas. For example, you will see that when the cow eats grass, and the cow turns it into blood and then into milk and provides it. And the cow's calf is supposed to drink only 1/4 of the milk. And the calf drinks more than that, it will harm the calf. Farmers will tell you the calf is not supposed to drink all the milk. So God has created the cow in such a way that 1/4 milk it gives it to the child, and the other 3/4 are kept for the human beings. And the Shastras say that this milk, when you drink it, hot milk, you make it cow's milk. Like that, you sip and drink it, it goes straight to the brain tissues and it awakens your spiritual acumen by which you can understand the scriptures very nicely. And then the milk is converted into dahi, then into butter, then into ghee. Then the ghee is used for the Vedic sacrifices. Correct? No? We offer in the Vedic sacrifice like that. So these things are permissible given in the Shastra. When you take the milk, you are not killing the cow. Although it is true that from the blood of the cow, he is making the milk and giving. Even the mother also, if you see, gives breastfeeds the child with milk she is giving. That milk doesn't come in a lady's breast anytime. Only when the child is born, then only milk will come. The mammary glands become activated when a child is born. Correct, no? Similarly, when the cow gets a calf, the milk starts flowing. And the calf drinks 1/4, and then the balance is kept for the brahmanas. So the brahmanas are drinking because the shastras have given assurance. Why the vegans have come now all over the world? Because vegans are also very compassionate people. Because they are deeply pained by the atrocities to the animals in general. They say that you drink the milk of the cow and then she is sent to the slaughterhouse. So we don't want to drink. That is the point. Even myself also, every day I'm supposed to take ragi in the morning with milk. But I'll only take milk if it is coming from a source like a farmer or somebody is maintaining the cow, and he will promise me that he will not send the cow to slaughterhouse. Otherwise, I will not take. Half the week I don't get. When I don't get milk, I don't take. In Pune and other places, when I have assurance that the cow is protected cow, we call it as a protected cow, then only we take. So, what to eat and what not to eat, we have to ask God only from the Vedic literature. For example, somebody may argue when you are cutting the plants for cooking shak, for example, leafy vegetables, are you not killing? That is also sin. And Lord Krishna says, yes, it is sin. No, but there is a difference. He says that if you offer those vegetables to me, I take away the sinful component from it, and I will give it to you back as prasada. Then somebody may say, okay, then why not I offer meat to Krishna and then take it? So he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo me Bhaktya Prayachati. Only vegetarian items you can offer me, he says. He doesn't say Andam, Mamsam, he doesn't say. Huh? So therefore we cannot offer them. So whatever he allows us to offer, we offer. And then he takes away the sinful reaction, only then we take it. Because the material creation is such that every jiva gives some hurt or pain to other jivas. But we should cause the least pain. We should not cause any pain. Now for the cow, when you are taking milk, you are not causing any pain. If you don't milk the cow, then you are causing pain. The cow milk should not be kept in the udder. It should be milked out. Hmm? Also, you will see, take a newly born calf, take a newly born buffalo. A newly born calf, within a couple of hours, it will get up and run around. Yeah, frolicking, lifting the tail, it will run around. You will see that within a couple of hours. And the calf can easily identify its mother. Even Chanakya tells on shloka, Yata Denu, one shloka he says that 1,000 cows are present in one place, the calf can find its mother. Go here and there and at last find the mother. Whereas buffalo's child, if you see, when it is born, it takes 2 days for the buffalo child to get up. At least 2 to 3 days after taking birth. And also buffalo child cannot find the mother easily. In fact, he goes to one mother and the different buffaloes tell, yeah, get lost, not me. Not me, they have to say. Why? Because the buffalo's milk is rajasic, whereas cow's milk is sattvic. So cow's milk nourishes the brain tissues. Buffalo's milk makes you fat. It gives you physical things. These are all great science explained. Huh? Thank you for your question. Anybody else?
Hello. Hello. I'm audible.
Yeah? Yeah, you are audible, yeah.
Namaskaram, Guru.
Yeah, good name?
Mukesh.
Mukesh. Yeah. Tell me, Mukesh. Yeah?
Guru, from my childhood, life used to be very good, peaceful, fine. As I go forward in my life, uh, people who are so close to me, like family and everything, I feel like I'm going alone. Day by day, I feel like most of the relations are going to depressed or going down and down. So finally, you, you, I feel like you alone need to face this life as you go move forward.
Hmm.
So I get some fear, and I feel like, can I make this? Moving forward, now I'm an IT employee now.
You are a?
IT employee.
Okay.
So moving forward, I'll get married.
Hmm.
Going forward, my parents become old. Then I will have a family.
Yeah.
Then I need to lead my family.
Yeah.
So going forward, I fear and I feel like whether alone I can make it. And in this all process, I feel like I am more uh, alone facing it.
You're feeling it.
And
So your parents are in which part of India?
they are here only.
In Hyderabad only.
No, they stay Warangal.
Then Warangal. Okay. Okay.
My question is, how to find balance. When I am alone, I try to chant Hare Krishna mantra,
Correct.
and I do some ritual activities as well, like offering flowers to God, going to temple,
Hmm.
and all. But the I am unable to find a mental balance in the process of my life,
Hmm.
whichever is going. Of course, I may studying, I may get another good job, but finding a balance and focusing and moving forward has
I
become.
understand. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Hey, in the Vedic times there was joint family, huh? Where you are not only living with mother and father, you are living with your father's brothers. Then your father's father. Huh? So it was like 40, 50. Any of you have lived here in a joint family with many people, like 30 to 30, 40 people? Any of you here? You lived? See, there's one hand up. How many were there? 45 people. Anybody else? Yeah, how many were? 25, 30 people. So some people have seen that type of lifestyle. Even you might have seen your grandfather's father also sometimes. There are families where 4 generations have stayed together like that in one family. So you have relationship with mother, with father, with uncle, with aunt, with cousins, with grandfather, grandmother. It's very joyful family. We have lived like that joint family now, but now the joint families are dismantled now. Huh? you know, gradually the top man who was giving trust to all the people, when he leaves, then people become fearful. Tomorrow we may be exploited or cheated. So everybody thinks we take our share of money and push off. Huh? Everybody thinks like that. And that's how families got dismantled now. Then it becomes a nuclear family. Your father, mother, and you, brothers, sisters. Now what happens? They don't want to leave their hometown, but the jobs and your education is in the cities. Then we left them and came to cities. Then even the small family also couldn't be together. Then you became practically alone. When you marry, then you're nuclear family. Husband, wife both go to job, they come back in the evening. I look at you, you look at me. There's nobody else. Only 2 people in a family, you call nuclear family. Then if I have, then we quarrel sometimes, there's nobody to sort out. And therefore people divorce also. you know. But in the Vedic times, if you are in a joint family, if you're having a small quarrel, the old lady will call the young girl and say, don't quarrel with the husband, you know, just take it. Whatever he says, just take it. And then the whole family will be peaceful after that. huh? So now what we have to do, you cannot bring back that joint family culture again. It's not very easy. I would suggest you a very simple alternative. All the people sitting here, these devotees, they can become like your relatives. If you are a devotee, they are all devotees. So our devotee communities in different parts of Hyderabad, we have like each community has like 200 people are there in clusters. We have multiple communities in Hyderabad. So if you become a part of that community, then when you marry, your wife will get, company of other men's wives also. Then your children will get company of other families' children, and you will get company of these men. So you have to create new bonds, relationships with those with whom your mindset is matching well. So that is what we all do. You have a circle of 5, 6 very good friends. In that network, you don't feel lonely. And they behave just like your blood brother. That kind of thick relationship can be developed over time, because all are devotees. We are all here for a common cause, And our ISKCON is a very big society. Like I am sitting in Pune, but I have connection all over India in 25 places. If any boy goes to any part of India, I can immediately tell you the name, phone number, whom you should meet. Now it's not only India, it's in America also now. If anybody is going to America, East Coast, West Coast, I go all through. Any boy going for higher studies, they write a mail to me, I immediately connect. Now, if I have to connect somebody to Australia or Canada or Europe or UK, then I have other senior god brothers. To them, if I write, they will give connection also. That means any boy goes anywhere in the globe, I can give connection for them. So by this, what happens? It's like a big global network of devotees, families. So when we are together, you don't feel. And this, we have many committees also. Like we have marriage bureau. The marriage bureau arranges marriages between boys and girls. They have 1,000 boys and girls available. So somebody wants a particular girl of the same caste, they get it. Similarly, we have a job awarding committee also. Somebody has lost a job, they want a job, and their committee introduces them to many of the job consultants. They do like that. Similarly, somebody is, they're old. We have a Vanaprastha, ISKCON Vanaprastha Sevak Sangha. We have IVSS. So we have about 100 Vanaprasthas in that. They are a network. They are all staying close to each other. They assist one another. Like in Pune, the brahmachari's parents, they live next to the temple. So temple provides prasadam for them also. And we have regular classes for them. Many of them like that. So in a community, we all can take care of one another like that. If you are not in a community like that, you are alone, then you feel very lonely. All the more so in the modern times. So, yeah, thank you. Good question, yeah. Anybody wishes? Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
what's your good name?
Abhinava Goswami.
You got a nice name, Goswami. Goswami means one who has mastered his senses. One has controlled his senses. Okay.
Prabhuji, my
You're from
question is-
Bengal? You're from Bengal or which place?
yes, Prabhuji, West Bengal.
West Bengal, yeah, correct.
My question is that yesterday you said something about karma in masses.
Hmm.
Means you had given the example of Rajiv Gandhi, that his secretary went for washroom and somebody had to inform and he came there and the bomb blasted and something happened. So my question is, the lady who became the
Live
human bomb,
Live bomb.
live bomb, so whether by doing that act she did a punya or a pap, because
That is very great sin. Terrible sin it is. Very bad it is.
because if death by that blast was written in the lives of those people who were blasted off, it was in their bhagya. So I think the
See,
God was
it will not be written that there will be a blast where they will die, but it will be written that their ayush is over. See, there is Alpayush, Madhyayush, Dirghayush. Alpayush means people live only up to 30 years. You saw in COVID, some boys died below 30. You saw, no?
yes, sir.
And Madhyayush means up to 60. Some people die before 60. And Dirghayush means they may live till 1995 also. So these people's Ayush, has come to an end, expiry date. Just like in a tonic, there is expiry date. So expiry date will be written, and the Ganda we call it. The situation and the expiry date when they match, then those people leave the body. Now, if somebody says, anyway, they were supposed to die, therefore the live bomb which she put, how can we say that she did pop, we may say.
Yes, sir.
So I will explain it with an example. Say, somebody is in Calcutta and he is very passionate. For example, a passionate man, he has a desire to use his passion to hit somebody or beat somebody or kill somebody like that. And there is another man in, somewhere in Kashmir. And that person's past account says that he is supposed to be killed by somebody because he has killed a cow or something. So he has to be killed. So there is super soul in the heart of the person in Kashmir. There is a super soul in the heart of the person in Calcutta. Then it is the super soul, God, who brings them together. So this man will go there, he'll meet, some interaction will happen where they'll have a clash of interest and they will fight. Finally, this person will kill that person. You understand, no? So it is the Lord who matches it. So, and then this person who killed that person, he gets a sinful account. Huh? And the person who died, he is dying for his own consequence of the reaction. Yeah, it's clear? Yeah. So this is the way it happens, because it's arranged by the Lord. Lord knows who deserves what. Because we all don't know our future, therefore we should align with God and lead a clean life, pure life, and not create enmity with anybody and go on with our life. And whatever has to happen will happen. But if I have led a proper life, my future will be bright. There's no doubt about that. Correct, no? Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, namaskaram, Guruji.
Yeah.
So this is not a question.
It's getting late now. So what we can do, you all can take your prasad. During prasadam, I will answer also further questions. Okay? The prasadam here or somewhere else? Here only? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. What time I have to go? I have another class also. What time it is?
We are started 5 o'clock, so
Yeah, correct.
4:15 to 10.
Okay. So I can answer another 15 minutes, 15 20 minutes. But I will not answer now. You will be eating your prasadam. Along with prasad, I will answer. So that you will not be delayed. Because they can take prasad and hear the answer. They can wind it up. This one, right?
We thought of giving some gifts to this people who are.
You can give it. Yeah.
So we'll have definitely question answers. We'll have discussion
Yes.
during our prashadam. We'd like to thank Prabhuji for such an enlightening class with so many important points. By loudly chanting one time, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So also, there are many devotees are helping us. These programs we have started almost